What's up, guys? I started to learn Chinese in 2017. I wasn't really taking it very seriously. I found some random resources I just collected off the internet and just started having some slipshod studying. Maybe I'd learn a couple of words here and there, I'd listen to some recordings, watch some YouTube videos, but I never seemed to really get anywhere. And then I went to university for my first year in Canada, and one of my electives was actually Mandarin class. And by simply enrolling in that class, I was able to start getting a really good grasp on the language. And then, furthermore, if you guys know my story, I took a scholarship to go study in China for an entire year in Shanghai. And that year was when my results really started to skyrocket. That's when everything started to come together, and I wasn't completely fluent, but I was really making headway and felt a lot more confident than before. What's funny is, when I first got there, I did think that I was fairly competent. After 2 semesters of Mandarin in Canada, I thought, oh yeah, I can get around just fine. But in reality, no. No, I was still very much inept, and it wasn't until I really started to learn a lot more that I was able to go out there and communicate and get by. So, what's the main message of this little snippet here? It is to get a coach. And that doesn't mean you have to, it doesn't mean you have to do it right away. But if there's one thing I could change in regards to my online business venture and everything that I've done in the last, say, pretty much 5 years, because 5 years ago now, it's November 2025, I went to Mexico on a one-way ticket from Canada, and I told myself, come hell or high water, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to make money on the internet, and I am not going back to Canada with my tail between my legs, and I'm never going to live there again. And so here we are, 5 years later, here in Istanbul. Beautiful, beautiful evening. It's my last day here, actually. And I can tell you, if I had access to a mentor, if I had access to a group of other people who were serious about online business and sales and marketing earlier, man, there's no telling how much further ahead I would be right now. But I was prideful and I was cheap. So, does that mean you have to go and throw in 5K, 10K into a coaching program? Absolutely not. But it does mean that if you are truly going to take it seriously, that there is absolutely a limit to what you can achieve just completely on your own without investing any money into it. And you can do a lot of things yourself. You can figure out how to sell. You can figure out a whole bunch of things. But ultimately, you have the world's collective information at your fingertips, and you also have a number of guys in the industry, affiliate marketing, running Facebook ads, sales, whatever it is, who are coming up, and they are, they're biting the bullet. They're investing in themselves, and they're getting ahead a lot faster because they decided that their livelihood and their progress is worth parting with a few $1,000s, or even doing a payment plan like $500-600 a month, if it means they get into a spot where they're making 10, 15, 20K much faster, rather than just figuring it all out themselves. So that's ultimately your call. In my opinion, especially with something as nebulous and as just cryptic as sales and online businesses nowadays, you're going to be best served by investing in something. Doesn't have to be 5K, be 1,500, 2K, 3K. Just put some money on your person, back yourself, bet on yourself, and you'd be surprised at how far you can go.